Hey everyone, welcome back. We're catching up with our Tagers yet again, and as of right now, they're finding some weird enemies that have been kind of set in motion by the spores off the plants that they encountered in the last episode. So now they're picking up, things are getting a little more crazy. They have to abandon their little safe house in the Barrens outside the Arcology, try to make their way back. Things don't quite go as smoothly as they would like. Let's see what happens.
Oh yeah, okay.
Better safe than sorry.
I'll burn the other two bodies in the office. It'll just be like a funeral pyre, and before I leave, I'll just kind of make sure that there's nothing else that's sprouted up or anything in here that may have been missed. And then when I'm done with that, then I'll head out to the mech.
It takes a minute or so just to double check everything, but Ember is pretty positive that once you get those two bodies out and stack them on top of that mech pilot and set them ablaze, you didn't miss anything. Like, you're pretty thorough, especially knowing how these things tend to react to your very presence. It's all right. You get things pretty much to a point where you're comfortable that you have pretty much everything. Now, walking towards the mech, when you get to the back where that hatch has been opened and blown out from Ghost hitting the emergency escape, essentially, you look inside and it's cushioned surfaces, a lot of electronics. There's no way you can burn anything out from the inside of this without damaging it. Like, it's going to go up too.
Fuck it, burn it.
I'm happy to take care of the problem, but it's going to nuke this whole suit from the inside.
Fuck it, burn it.
Nah, I wanted to get as much info back to Interceptor as possible to see if we can hack into this thing and use it and walk it the fuck away.
This is going to spread.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, no.
And you're going to have all of the people around here coming after you next.
Yep.
Because any of you that I can't go in there at all, any of you that try and go in there, are going to be attacked by this, whatever this infection is.
All right, Arclight, keep an eye out. See if anything else is coming this way.
I am.
Go ahead, Veda.
All right, so Arclight shoots back up into the air. He's taking a look around. Now, it is midday. You are a flying monstrous being looking
I'm
around.
trying to stay just above the rooftop of the building that we're in.
Okay.
So that I can still, I'm kind of hovering a couple feet above it. So that I'm basically, and I'm trying to not go near the edge, but I want to be able to.
Trying to obscure view.
I'm trying to keep an eye on the building that we left that is the source of the infection.
That building's gone now.
What about all the fucking helicopters and shit?
They're still flying around. But you can see that there's a lot of smoke rising from the area. They have basically razed that entire building to the ground with fire.
Kill it with fire.
Is there more movement closer to our building?
Not coming your direction, no. Not that you can see. You can see people that are going up on their balconies and on the rooftops and kind of get an eye, like, what the fuck is going on over there? And there is a bit of a mist in the air, like a smoke that's below the black of the fire. And it looks like it's probably, well, with your ridiculous suit of vision, there's a lot of, like, pollen in the air right now.
All right, guys. They destroy the building and the physicality, but there's a shit ton of pollen up in the air that they probably aren't even paying attention to. This shit's going to spread.
There's going to be zombies everywhere. Well, first things first, I'll just take care of this mech.
Grab whatever tech you want to stay from this place and burn it to the ground.
Yeah.
All right, I am going to push the mech forward, so it's like on its face on the ground.
Yeah, your strength is like what, 16?
It's 15.
Yeah, you can push it over.
Can he carry it out into the street?
He could drag it out, but as he's grabbing it,
Between the two of us, we can.
yeah, and since it's integrity scale, it will take a long time for his talons and his hold on that to burn through the armor. So he can move it pretty much without worrying about it. It's just the inside is what he can't fry because it's just the whole thing's gonna go up. Does anybody have engineering at all as a skill?
No, I wish I did. And I don't even have enough XP to buy it right now. I'm down to like 4, I think.
Hold on.
I don't have it.
I'm down to 3 XP actually.
Nope. No engineering.
Okay. I
don't know how to get the tech out of here without risking.
Stop worrying about the tech. Just light the bitch on fire before it becomes more of a problem.
I mean,
We can always grab tech from NRG later. We already know
That's-
a place where they connect to.
All right, once with this thing down on its face, I'll just start burning it. Like I'll just start raining blows
I have
down
one
upon the
rig.
inside of this thing so that it starts to ignite, and I'll just beat this thing into a burning bloody, not bloody, but a burning oblivion.
So essentially, once it's on its front, now you guys are you pulling it into the warehouse or out away from the warehouse?
First into the warehouse,
Okay.
so we can do this in relative peace.
Yeah, I'll
and
drag it into the
safety.
warehouse,
Okay.
and then I'll start.
All right. So you start pouring I'm pouring on the heat to the internal components. Then is what
Yeah.
you're doing. All right. So you start melting everything on the inside, and as your flames start to catch fire and start, you hear the crackling of the circuits as they start to get fried, and electrical arcs occasionally just pop out. They're not going to hurt you. It just will like snap against your arm or something like that while you're working on this. And as that smell of burnt plastic and fake leather starts to fill the air, and black smoke is starting to rise from the internal components of this mech, you see on the inside of the visor a warning klaxon, a warning symbol pops up on the inside, and the klaxon starts to go off. And you see on the inside visor, where the pilot could see it, D-engine destabilized.
Oh, time to go.
I think it's gonna blow.
Let's
Everybody,
get the fuck out of here.
everybody out.
Running time.
We'll flee the warehouse.
Yes.
Do you guys take the van, or you just run out?
I am.
Oh,
I don't think we have time,
digging
guys.
right back in, shifting right as I hit the ground, jumping in the van, firing it up, and fucking peeling out.
Okay.
Yup.
and I'll be the last one out and close the fucking door behind us.
Okay. So you all just tear ass out of the warehouse, and essentially, what ends up happening here, a D engine is essentially an extra-dimensional source of energy. They're contained. It's like a mini black hole, essentially, that's tapping another dimensional, plane to draw in energy. So
That's
when
fun.
this thing goes and all the controls on it destabilize, essentially what you get is like a burst of energy that flies out and then gets sucked back in. So as you close that door and back up, the warehouse starts to cave in under the force of this, like, essentially a massive spike in mass that's at one point on the earth. And gravity kind of takes over from there as everything starts to crush and crack, and just you hear the rending of steel and the creaking of these I-beams as it gets pulled into where the D engine was. And
Fucking singularities.
within maybe 2 or 3 seconds of this happening, there's this subtle groan of the pressure being released on the steel. It doesn't pop out in your place because it's already bent completely out of shape. And you hear this like little burst of heat and eruption of flame inside as the shell of the mech finally just breaks down. And that warehouse is just crushed into almost nothing. It's like maybe the size of a small car now, as it's all been kind of pulled in.
Damn.
Everybody load in the back. I'll get in the back of the van and I'll shift down to me, obviously. And I'll immediately hit up Interceptor. How close are you to the Arcology, and is it safe?
We're waiting in line for the gate. There's a couple mechs out here, but it looks like they're just heading off after some cultists have summoned some shit on the outside.
All right, we're on our way. That
Did not go well.
that did not go well. Just a heads up, you're gonna have to let that other team know we owe them a warehouse.
What did you do?
We didn't.
we got
a mech
attacked.
did.
We got attacked by a mech, and the D engine destabilized and pretty much made the building the size of a small car, completely compressed.
On the upside, the spores are contained.
There's a lot of spores in the air out there, though.
Spores are not
it's infecting people.
Did everybody make it out all right?
We did.
We're
yeah.
fine.
Okay. You'll hear him like, give me a second. You'll kind of hear like he's like covering, the mic or whatever. He's like, yeah, just wait, man. Like, just be patient. We're getting through. It's like it's calming down. It'll be fine, right? And you hear the drivers start to talk back with them. Like, they're not like arguing. It's just like they're having a discussion like, this is going to take forever. We should go to another exit or another entrance. And it's like, well, yeah, that's a possibility. Hold on a second. Hey, do you guys want to meet us at a further north entrance to the Arcology instead of waiting here? Because there's still some heat here. It's just, we're not going to get in trouble because you guys are fine, right? It's just,
Yep, we're
it's going to
good.
take
Right.
some time.
Yep.
We'll meet you at the northern exit. We can spare the
Yep.
time.
All right, awesome.
I'll figure out in my internal map the best way to get there, and I'm going to drive casual in the warband.
Okay. You guys will hear before his transmission cuts off, this sudden crack of glass and what sounds like a bunch of like rocks falling on the top of the car, and then just a sudden groaning of metal as you hear Eric go, "What the fuck?" and it gets cut off.
Shit.
Oh, no.
That's not good.
Go to
we
that.
gotta go to him.
We
Yep.
gotta go near
I'm
that.
changing
exit.
direction.
We have to.
So you guys are heading
Yeah,
towards.
Yep.
I will never turn my back on a friend in need as part
Yeah.
of my code, Ray.
Yep,
Okay.
absolutely. Cannot leave a teammate behind.
Okay. So do you guys want to tear ass that direction? Because you're still like a couple miles away.
Yep.
I'm not going to drive fast enough or crazy enough to draw attention to us, but I am making haste.
Okay. Give me a piloting roll, because as you're driving, there are people people are screaming, people are running away from what's happening towards these gates. As you guys start driving towards the outside shell of the Arcology, you can see there are a bunch of those Centurion mechs fighting off gibbering horrors. Now, gibbering horrors are these massive fucking creatures that have this like a skull type, like a skull looking top half of their face, and their maw just descends through flabby flesh, like halfway down their stomach. They've got these like rotted looking pustule birthing like folds of just fat and flesh, and their eyes are just pure white. And whenever they scream, like their jowls shake, and this like eerie sound rips out of their mouths and starts to rend the minds of those around them into pieces.
I think if you, granted we're streaming now, so don't do it now, but after the game, go to YouTube and type in Gabbera yell or Gabbera sound. That's the sound I picture.
This is what a gibbering horror looks like.
Yeah.
Looks like something I once tried to paint for a Malifaux game.
Right?
Looks kind of like a
It's that hungering darkness look.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a thing, that's for damn sure. So, with the 18, that's actually pretty nice. You manage to avoid people as they're running back and forth. You see this horror appear, and there's a couple of them. There's 4 or 5 of these things fighting off these Centurion mechs with those sky-like, forelegs, essentially. They're popping up and just trying to dig at the mechs as the mechs are, like, shooting at them with these charge rifles. You can see, as you get closer and closer, the black sedan that Eric was in has been overturned, and in the ground nearby where the car is, there's this massive eruption of stone and asphalt. And one of these things has crawled out of it and is now climbing over the underside of the car and onto the other cars in the lane towards the gate. It's not stopping. It's not trying to run this particular vehicle. It's crawling over it to get towards the mechs and towards the gate to the Arcology. That's still like 2 blocks ahead of it. Now, as this pops up, you also see a bunch of what are referred to as ghasts arrive. These things are more humanoid in shape. They look a lot more, I guess, relatable to some sort of human form, whereas the gibbering horrors are just disgusting and nasty and have these massive jaws and rows of teeth. These things actually look pseudo-humanoid. They have this long tail behind them. Their face is oddly distended and pushed a little bit forward. Their head kind of pulls back, all completely hairless. And their skin, it's mostly translucent over the muscular structure beneath it. So you can actually see the muscles, the fibers ripple and move as they flex and walk around. Now, there are 3 of these that pop up, and they start walking their way towards Eric's car.
Oh.
I'm gonna tell him we're gonna have to get out and take care of those things.
In front of a bunch of mechs, just what I like to do.
That's the
We all
problem.
have guns.
Not all of us have
How
guns.
close are
Just
we
saying.
to the mechs?
About 50 yards at most. And there's like maybe half a dozen of them easily.
What's the sound level?
Oh, it's loud. There's a lot of the charge rifles just charging up and firing off, the screaming of the gibbering horrors, which is causing people around you in their cars to go insane and start pounding on the insides of their vehicles as their minds break. This is a bad fucking day for everybody.
Okay.
These fucking
So
cultists couldn't have waited a
all
day
of
or
this
two.
noise and activity will cover the sound of gunfire.
Yes.
I am pulling out of my concealed holster my CS-44 Enforcer, flipping on the laser sight, and whatever's going towards the car that
Eric is in.
Eric is in, I am going to start firing on.
Okay. Okay. So
Right, it's legal. We legally have these. So,
I have all my
Right.
licensing.
so do
Yeah.
I, and I will do the same.
all right. So first off, I need you guys to make a tenacity roll for the gibbering horrors.
Man,
Difficulty 16.
Shit, I don't make it.
All right, you are off by 3. All right, so you're shaking. You basically lose a round.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what was the difficulty?
It's
Ghost
16.
Oh, yeah, I
So
got that.
yeah, you got it with the 17.
Barely, but I got it.
Arclight has it.
5, 6, 7, 8.
What the hell do you roll for just a tenacity roll?
Half
So,
your tenacity
if you
plus
look-
your tenacity.
Yeah, look at your sheet where
Oh
it says
wait, well,
feet.
no. Then I have to roll that.
Oh yeah, it's your feet plus
It's
your.
half.
Yep.
Oh,
The
shit.
feet rating.
It's half of our tenacity, right?
Yep.
I
Yeah, I need to
made
reroll
that
too.
roll. I'm not +5. I'm +10.
Okay.
So I'm actually 18.
All right.
All right,
don't
so
know
it's
why I put plus 5.
your feet and dice then plus your total.
Plus
tenacity.
your actual.
I don't
tenacity,
make
yeah.
it.
Correct. All right, so that's just no. You do. Oh, Arclight makes it still with a 16. Yeah, Ghost fails it by a total of 6, and
Yep.
then Ember makes it. So as you guys start getting out of the car, that's when it all becomes real. Like while you're inside, the sound's kind of muffled of all the gibbering horrors just unleashing their unearthly howls against the mechs and the pilots inside. Now they have sonic dampers; they can manage to resist this call. They get a bonus to their tenacity. When you guys open the doors and the full force of that eerie sound hits you as like a cacophony, a wave of terror sweeps through your bodies. Those who manage to succeed, you have a moment where you're like just terrorized, but you walk through it. You work your way through the whole thing. You must not fear. Fear's the mind killer moment of life. For Ghost though, when she steps out, the full intensity of what's actually happening hits you. Because this is a situation where if you guys shift, that's your best chance of saving your friend. But if you do that, you're probably getting attacked by NEG. On top of that, if one of these gibbering horrors turns on you guys, you have no choice but to shift because you're probably going to die otherwise. Because again, their integrity scale. So this is a horrible situation, and that the thought of all that going down and how bad that can go is what really kind of makes Ghost stop. And you lose the next 2 turns as you're just like,
Okay. I wasn't gonna be able to do anything anyway. I have no weapon.
okay,
Right,
well,
but while we're firing, you
she's-
can go get them.
your
That's what
Nazadi
well,
partner,
that-
she stands there. She's just frozen in fear, staring at the chaos that's erupting around you guys. For those involved in wanting to take down the ghast, I need you to roll your initiative. I'm gonna roll its.
I don't remember. Is there an actual die for that?
Yes, there's an actual
Combat,
button.
right?
You can click on it.
Yeah, it's under combat. So Ember's going first. You see, they're taking up like almost a triangle formation, heading towards the car. So they're heading for it. You don't see any movement from inside, but you can tell by the way that sedan is flipped up and landed on the cars in front of it from when that gibbering horror erupted from the ground. Whoever's in the front seat's probably dead because that entire front part of the windshield is just crashed flat.
All right. So my plan is, I'm hoping that once they open fire, that they will draw the attention of these things, and they will have to like move, or maybe they'll move to attack or something. I want to try and bolt to the opposite side of the car that they're headed to try and open the back door and haul Eric out of
Get
there.
Eric.
Okay. So you want to
And
hold
then
your
if all
action
else
until?
fails, I have to shift. Then I have to shift. But I'll
Alright.
try this.
Do you want to hold your action until they go then?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think if I can, if that's an
Yeah,
option,
no, yeah, that's definitely a thing you can do. So Savage is next. How many actions do you have in your human form?
Just one.
Okay. What are you doing, sir?
I'm going to shoot one of them. Hopefully, us getting the jump on them, I can maybe pop one in the back of the head or something.
Fair enough. they're relatively at close, a close range. So
Let me see here, because I already have it set up. So, I have to roll fucking that anyway, so never mind. I forgot we can roll the damage by hitting the button for the weapons, but not
the actual weapon
hit.
Yeah,
roll.
but not the actual attacking. Yeah.
That is poo-poo. All right.
Yeah, it's your dice and marksman plus your perception.
I'm going to be using 3 story points.
Okay, do you want to use the free one that we got or no?
Nope. 3
Okay.
mine. Plus perception, you said?
Yes, sir.
I have to take the 8 plus 5, because I don't have a 6 in there to bridge that gap, damn it.
That I want to say is gonna hit it. Fair enough. Jeff, you have +2 dice technically in short range, so.
Oh,
And
all
do you
right.
want to
Well,
roll
I'll
them? Yeah.
I'll take the 10 or the 2 5s. Again, still don't have anything bridging a gap. So 15.
All right, so I'm gonna put their defense total at like a 10, because even though they're not paying attention to you, they're not heavily dodging. They're still kind of resistant. So
Sure.
you beat it
Oh,
by
yeah.
5. So roll your damage, and you should have the box pop up will tell you like what range of damage bonus that is.
21.
All right, so it'll take 14. That's not
bad, dude.
Not bad.
All right, let me mark down. I'm down to 99 rounds now.
Yeah, so you pop it in the back, and it hisses as the shot hits, and looks back at you. Its maw opens up, and you see this like forked tongue kind of snake out as those black eyes focus on Savage, which will bring us.
Because of his intense nature from the nightmare, he's just like, yeah, motherfucker. If you're lucky, I can't shift right now, bitch.
Then come get it then. Hold on, let me get everybody.
I mean, if any
Savage.
one of us could logistically shift, it would be me, because I go invisible.
Yeah. Arclight is on.
I'm sure Eric wouldn't appreciate me touching him, but
No.
hey,
Gas
it saves
is
his
on.
fucking skin.
All right, so the gas will all turn on their initiative of 9, which is just before Arclight, and they'll see Savage, and they'll just start making their way towards you. Like 3 of them will start bounding towards you like a hunting pack. That gives Ember the chance to run past them and start getting to the door to start opening it up. The way that the car blew up into the air and kind of rolled to a stop, it's a bit damaged, so you have to like really struggle a second to actually get the door open. But you pull it open, you can see Arclight. You can see Interceptor inside. He's kind of like folded down onto the roof of the sedan. He's bleeding from the head a bit. Like he took a probably good tumble whenever the car flipped, but he's breathing. That's the important part.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, I'll reach in and grab.
Okay.
Tell him, let's go.
You reach in, you pull him out. What's your strength in human form?
9.
You can definitely fireman's carry him if you want to.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right, so you toss him on one shoulder. Now we'll get to the ghasts. So the ghasts turn directly against your buddy. The first one, the one that you hit, will actually leap to the floor first, and you'll see him swing down with those 2 claws as he tries to go for you. So he will roll. He'll take a 17.
I am going to spend 1 of my points to give myself a 3rd die.
Okay.
I'll
Not
take
bad.
that.
19, and you will successfully
Nice.
dodge.
Well done, sir.
Its
Thank God
partner,
for Deucing.
yeah, its partner will swing on you as well. For 17 again.
16.
So by 1. All right, so.
I don't have any armor, so I'll be taking all 15.
Oh, that sucks. This thing just.
Which, yeah, that
So the-
hurt. I'm still in flesh wound, but it still didn't feel good.
Right, the first one jumps at you and starts swinging his claws. You manage to pull yourself away. As you pull back, the second one catches you just under the ribs with talons. The third one will come at you from the other side as well. They're trying to clever girl this and surround you.
Clever girl.
Big mistake.
I'm gonna.
11.
All right. Well, we'll go with the 16.
You pull yourself back from that one as well. That will bring us to the bottom, which
Just
is...
for your edification, it got me deep. It's filled up my entire flesh wound.
Oh, that's a
So
good
I'm
hit.
not at any negatives, but he hit hard. Yeah, that didn't feel good.
That leads us to Arclight. You see that Savage has just been swarmed by these 3 ghasts. What do you do?
I made a mistake. I want to actually pull out my holdout weapon.
Okay.
Now, can I fire that in fully auto?
It's burst fire.
It's burst fire. Okay.
Yeah. Interesting. It is plus 2 damage, though. That's pretty awesome. So it's
Which
your,
is basically a deagle.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I don't know how to read the chart in the
right.
book.
It's all sorts of screwed up. So your short range, so you had plus 2 to your dice off the bat.
Okay.
So a 3-round burst. It's a free action to switch between fire modes. No penalty test for firing 3-round burst. If a burst successful, use damage plus 1 round from the weapon. Oh, okay. So here's how the 3-round burst works. There's no penalty for the test, so you have plus 2 bonus because of dice. The
Okay.
number of rounds you take away, you use the number of successes you get. So use successes plus 1 round from the weapon to determine.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll.
Now it looks like just a 19.
All right. So it will roll. It's dodge 3d10. So 16. So you got it by 3. So you use four rounds from the clip essentially. So you got your 2 damage base plus your 1 for your successes. Go ahead and roll.
How many dice am I rolling?
2 normally because that's damage for the gun, right?
Right.
And then whatever you got for successes. So like when you click the button to roll, the 2 automatically be there, and it'll pop a window up say, you know, how many bonus dice, and it'll say 1 to 5 is 1 additional.
Okay, so yeah, I was over by 3, so that's
Yep.
just 1 extra die.
Yep. You guys are rocking those. Let's see what it's doing here.
Nice.
2. It'll take 22.
Nice, good shot.
Well, and they're integrity scales, so
No, these aren't integrity. Gas are not integrity.
okay.
Gas or vitality. The one that you hit becomes moderately wounded. It is just blood, blackened ichorish blood just splatters all over the place as you just rip into it with the Springfield. The gunfire starts drawing attention. You'll see one of the horrors pull back, the one that crawled over the car, turns and starts heading your direction. As that happens, the Centurion mech that was going to start fighting leaps forward and stabs it through the back with this short sword that it has attached to its arm. This mech has a blade as opposed to the charge rifle that you guys saw in the other one. And it just impales this gibbering horror to the back of the vehicle and raises its spiked fist and just starts beating the back of this thing's skull. That draws the attention of the guests. Now, they all turn and give Savage a moment of reprieve, essentially, as well as allows Ember to get back to the car. Ghost is just soaking this all in, going like, what the fuck is even going on as this happens? And you will see the doors open from the Arcology and a massive mech start walking out. It's an Engel, one of the big pseudo-organic mechs.
Oh, there's Shinji.
These 2 of them emerge into the field and just start laying waste to these gibbering horrors, as the Centurions have gained a moment to breathe by their backup arriving, essentially. The top of the round, we get to Ember. You can get back to the van without an issue with Eric.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get him back to the van, and I'll get him like inside,
Okay.
like in the back of the van or whatever, somewhere where he's away from a stray projectile or out of danger as well as I can.
Yeah. You get him in there. Everything seems okay for the moment. Savage gets to go next, and you'll see the 3 that are around you are no longer focused on you. Now they've got bigger things to try to worry about.
Which is good, because I'm going to, since Ghost is kind of stuck there for a minute, kind of just taking it all in, I'm going to basically pick her up and set her in and close the door, and I'm going to run and get in the back. Get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
Yeah, mission accomplished. We have Eric. Let's go.
And I will regen my 1 hit point.
Right. So you grab her, put her back inside the car, slam the door, go in the back of the truck, slide in by Ember, and is like, get the fuck out of here, which brings us to Arclight. Everybody's bailing, getting in the truck. Are you going to follow suit and drive?
Yeah.
All
As soon as Savage in the back closes the door, I'm backing up. I'm going to a different entrance where this shit ain't around.
Okay. You guys will manage to get away as the guests have bigger problems ahead of them. They let the van go. One of them still bleeding, that ichorish blood onto the ground. And you see as you guys back up and start heading further north, the Engels arriving have started to really turn the tide of that scuffle. They're just dealing with these ghasts and with the gibbering horrors like it's almost nothing. The weaponry those things have, they stand like 20 to 30 feet tall, and they're just outfitted with ridiculous shit. And they just start laying waste with missile pods and fucking charge rifles. It's just a slaughter at that point.
For the record, next time we play, a fucking Cthulhu game, I want to be an Engel fucking pilot because those things are so
Okay.
cool.
By the way, sir, it's
So
Van
cool.
Gogh.
The what?
They let the Van Gogh.
Boo!
They do, and I'm gonna let you have that one.
Well done.
Third reference of the night.
Let it go. You let it go. I'm stronger than this.
I wonder.
Make like Elsa.
I wonder if those things, once they get injured, they're going to get infected with all those spores in the air too.
Ooh.
Let's hope to God an Engel doesn't get fucking
Why are you
infected.
giving him ideas? Stop that. What is wrong with you?
Hey, let the gas and all the horrors get infected. And bring it back to their fucking
Giving
nest.
points to the shrubs. Stop it.
You guys make it.
COC can get fully infected. I don't care.
You guys make it to a much farther north, gateway back into the Arcology. It takes about 3 hours to get inside because there's so many people trying to like get back after that attack went down, and
Gives me plenty of time to heal.
yeah, the
More
slowness.
fat people.
The slowness is irritating, but you get to the doors. By then, Savage is pretty much okay. Eric has come out of it. He's kind of wiped the blood from his brow. You guys get checked out. Nobody's infected. You go through a lot of different scans for it. They ask you what you were doing out in the lands outside the Arcology. What's your business for visiting?
We were out there.
Chris is driving, right?
Yeah,
You're the boss.
you're the boss.
Um,
Freaking Apex. We're just gonna shift this off onto somebody else. Jump master.
we have, I have family out there. We went out to visit.
Where's your family located? You see guys just going down like a checklist.
I'll give him one of the neighborhoods that's a bit further out. Yeah, out in, like further into Arlington Heights. I
All
would
right.
say.
You're not having, you're not carrying any contraband that's forbidden inside the Arcology, are you? As he says
No,
that, you'll
sir.
see a Centurion mech kind of, you hear the footprints hit the ground as it walks around the side of the van, and you can see like visually it's doing like this scan of the van itself.
Sure. I'll pull the side of my shirt up to show him my gun, and as long as it's okay, I'll reach in, I'll grab my license to show you, and I'll provide my license for him for
All right.
the legality of my gun.
All right. Anybody else carrying it that has to be checked? And you'll see Eric like, I have a license as well.
Yeah, I'll just pull my wallet off the dashboard and pull my license out.
Okay. He'll check you guys. You can tell like this is a mundane, like a boring. He's going by rote. He just looks at your stuff,
Sure.
records it,
Not our
keeps
not our
going.
first time out and back in.
Right. And the mech finishes its sweep. It walks all the way around the back of the van, walks around to the front, and you'll well, no, you don't, because you're not in Tager form. You'll kind of hear the guy go, "Oh yeah, sure, no problem. You guys are good to go. Thanks a lot. Be safe in there. All right."
Appreciate it. You be safe
Hey.
doing your job too.
Yep. And you guys will head in. Are you going home? What's the plan here? You have Eric. You don't have the sedan. His driver's
That
dead.
depends on what Eric needs.
Right? Does he need medical attention?
He's all right. He was just shaken. Like he has like a concussion at most.
We'll go back to the house. I would think we need a little downtime. Like my character probably knows more about the esoteric order of Dagon, and clearly they have a hand in something that's going to be happening, and we're going to need to start looking into that. So I need all the info I can get with Interceptor and our group's pooled knowledge, so we can maybe find somewhere to start other than the other Tager's place. Because that was tagged to that was attached to the NEG, and they were actually going there, so we can't really go back there.
Yeah, that's the one that was
seafood,
attached to
I should
the.
say.
Yeah, that was attached to the mech manufacturing plant. So
Right.
Short of that, the only thing I have right now, after we kind of take a little downtime and do our thing, is go near there and start looking for tags for the Order of Dagon. Maybe that's all I have to go on right now.
okay.
But if we can figure out what that password was from, and we give Interceptor time to work his magic to attempt to find something, maybe we'll get a better starting point.
Okay.
Password's
Well,
kinda
same
useless
with
without a login.
Ghost. Ghost has got that same amount of talent, and since we're not
Right.
hunting anything,
Well, like I said, we're all going to try and pool our knowledge here and do what we can do.
Right.
right? But occult side I can help with, but computer side, that's Ghost and Interceptor.
Yeah.
Same here.
So for those that are actually doing stuff and getting info on the Order, it's obviously the cult that's been dedicated to Dagon. They're the ones who do a lot of stuff around the coastlines. They pretty much rule the water for the most part. There's not a lot of visceral, like, juicy details out there about them that you guys can recall or remember. You just know that they work with the Children of Chaos, usually, as a shared goal to try to find the, Riley and bring back, all the old gods and awaken everything and kind of cause the world to end, right? Now, the Eldritch Society's origins are with the Children of Chaos. So you're more aligned with that particular group. You know more about them as a whole, as opposed to, like, the Order of Dagon. While they work with Dagon's cultists, they're not the same. There's a lot of differences there. Like, the Children of Chaos are a little more insidious. They're a little more, like, thoughtful about how they go about subverting society and bringing about more, dimensional gateways, and more Doonoids get brought into existence, things of that nature. Whereas the cult for Dagon and the cult for Hastur, the Rapine Storm, they're kind of like uncontrolled chaos. Like, you gotta just kind of point them in a direction and let them go, because you really can't rein them in after that. Like, they're like a massive explosion that you're just trying to handle from hand to hand so it doesn't blow up in your face. So that's how the Children of Chaos kind of view the esoteric order. It's not always a friendly working relationship. It's a good working relationship because the children tend to handle, like, the macro level stuff and send the cultists after those small ground level affairs. And if there's anything that involves, like, going down into the sea or to the depths of the ocean, obviously Dagon's cult is phenomenal for that. But until those things really occur, the Children of Chaos don't have a lot of use for the cults, as opposed to, hey, you're minions, we're all working for the same goal, let's occasionally unite. So there's not really a lot of data there. Now, why the Order would want anybody from the NEG in their ranks? Well, that's a given, to know more about NEG technology, to help develop their own mechs, to help, fight against the NEG mechs that are out there, learn about NEG, bases and operations, to give them like a heads up before something happens. So there's a lot of reasons why Dagon may want to have NEG people on its payroll or part of the cult.
Well, it's not just that. I have a couple worries or a couple thoughts about that. One is, what the fuck were those fish things that looked very Dagon-ish?
No
that we had to fight
idea.
because they weren't Doonoids, or they were weird Doonoids that we hadn't seen before, or something. They were just something different.
Yeah,
I'd say they were still Doonoids. They were just weird.
Two, the NEG has their shit, but Lake Michigan, though it is pulled back, is still, through roundabout ways, attached to the ocean.
yeah.
And is still a giant, massive body of water. So if they were going to be able to do anything, there was probably people in here working near the near Lake Michigan. And if they can bring things in from there, or allow Dagon to get a hold, we may lose, like, in general, humanity might lose the Arcology. And I would like to stop that if possible.
Yeah.
Start.
That could be a pretty big problem, to be completely honest. And you're not far off on that. Like, if Dagon's cult has got Lake Michigan, Chicago's done. And Chicago's the capital of the New Earth government. So the NEG capital is in Chicago. So that could be a problem if Dagon's cultists kind of get a foothold and start taking over here.
Which they
Not-
kind of
not to
already
mention-
have, because that bitch that we just fried was NRG or NEG.
Yep, she was NEG.
And not to mention all the people that will die.
Yep.
Have
Like, I
have
don't
any
need to
kind of
die.
have any kind of updated orders or assignments or anything come through? I know Eric's fucked up, but, like,
Not
is
yet.
there anything coming from up on high yet?
Not yet, because it's only been a day. Like, this is still the same day you guys
Yeah.
found out about
This
the
is a
Raveners getting
24-hour
attacked.
span.
Yeah. That was 2:00 this morning is when the Raveners base, the Pack's nest got
Yeah.
attacked. And you guys went from there. Once you investigated that and found the data that you got off of High Top's computer, what was left of it, you came back to the house. Then High Top was discovered to be leaving the Arcology gateways, and Eric pinged an ally's apartment that he had nearby, and that's where you guys went to. And then after that, you guys went to the warehouse, and now you're back home. So it's like
Yeah, we've been
probably
nonstop.
it's probably early evening right now.
I'm going the fuck to sleep.
I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat, and of course, have something to drink.
How fucked up is Eric, by the way?
We're going to still spend some
Not
time
bad.
discussing all this, of course, but we'll eat, we'll, get hydrated. I'll smoke some herb to fucking chill. and have a drink or two.
Okay.
While Interceptor is doing his thing, reporting back in, kind of getting the ball rolling on some things, we're going to get the rest that we have been lacking this past day.
Okay. So as you guys chill out, Eric starts running down possibilities like, what can be going on. And the only thing he can come to is like we could probably check High Top's actual apartment.
That is a good option. And if he has a
Yeah,
computer, we already have a password. All we need is a login.
Right.
I like it. I think we should do that.
All
Well,
right.
let's do that after we sleep. I don't know about the
least
rest
take
of
a
you,
nap.
but I'd like to take a nap.
I agree. We'll take 3 hours. 3-hour nap. Everybody set your alarms.
Ray, is it possible to function or regain our limits with a 3-hour nap?
No. You guys are looking for at least probably about 10 o'clock tomorrow is when they're going to refresh for you.
Yeah.
In the
I-
morning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because it was about 10 or so when you guys had that first fight at the apartment.
Right.
Wherein like Ghost used her limit. Then you guys were about midday by the time you got to the warehouse and did all the questioning and had pizza and lunch. And now it's that same day, but just that night when you get back home. So you got until probably like, 10 o'clock the next morning before your limits are going to refresh.
As much as I'd like to say we need to get our super special awesome powers back for those who've used them, we might not have the time to do so, which is why I said only 3 hours.
There's also a very real chance we're going to walk into another fight.
Right.
Right, but if we wait,
Potentially with
Get
more
a full
doanoids or
night's-
NRG or NEG.
but if we wait for the extra sleep to completely refresh, we may walk into nothing. Literally, they may have ransacked it by the time we got there, and then we lose out on everything.
They probably already did that when he left the Arcology and we went chasing after him.
Okay, I'll tell you what. You three go to sleep. Let's go, Interceptor. I'll go with you.
Eric's like, what? he's like popping like ibuprofen. Like, what's going on?
We're gonna take a trip to his house.
You and me?
Yep.
All right.
Shit.
They're
I'll go.
worried.
I
Fuck
got
it. Might as well go if you're going to take an injured man.
Hey, it's what it is. At some point in time, though,
I'm viewing.
we're gonna make a
I'm viewing
mistake
this-
if we're too tired, or we gotta sleep. One of the two. Just so you know, boss. And I'll
Yep.
fucking put my jacket back on.
I'll put mine back on.
I
Eric's,
understand, but the general safety of the arcology is our job, regardless if we're fully rested or fully healed or feel good enough to go out into battle.
I'm going to point out if the general consensus is that they're going to try to take down the Arcology tonight, we're already too late.
I don't think, and
don't
Eric's
know.
just like, as he's putting his coat on and like, reholstering his gun, I don't think they're taking the Arcology tonight. That's just not going to happen. Right? Like, I think what we saw outside was just opportunity knocking. And people
Oh,
thought,
absolutely.
like,
They're probably testing defenses again.
right.
Well, and the weird shrub thing was a weird fucking shrub thing. For all I know, that psyker bitch put those in her apartment for that express purpose.
I
Who knows?
don't even know what the hell that was.
I don't know.
But it's a problem we're going to have to deal with at some point. But I don't think, like, if we're worried about Arcology being taken over at night, that's just not logical.
No,
But-
not tonight. I just want to get there before any information that is there could be snatched or erased.
Right.
Right.
Eric walks into your kitchen and takes like an energy drink out of the fridge. Like, any caffeine in my head just fucking is killing me.
You stay here. You stay
No,
here.
he needs to come. He's the one that's going to get into this computer.
Excuse me?
He points at Ghost like she's not bad either, and she's got the passcode. I mean, I'll
All
go.
right.
I'll go. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna
No,
like.
Eric, stay here. You need rest.
All right. I'll be in
Stay in
touch on
comms,
comms.
though,
Maybe-
then.
because
Yeah.
if you have a concussion, we don't want you falling asleep, bro.
Yeah, don't fall asleep.
And
And,
maybe
Drink the
maybe
energy
make
drink, but don't fall asleep.
Right.
Maybe while you're here, make the request back home for some of those awesome cameras like that other building had that we were just at. And
Oh, we
awarding.
can buy some of those. That's it's just networking them all together and doing that whole like setup. It's just money and time.
All right, fair.
But hurry back because I want one of those Ember grilled cheese sandwiches.
Right?
They are the best. As long as he adds a little Gruyere, it's perfect.
I do 3 types of cheese. That's the
Yeah,
key.
that's a secret, huh?
I thought it was the mayo on the inside of the bread.
Pretty sure it's because he's Makes it nice and crispy on a personal level.
All right. Well, I'm gonna sit down, have a snack, play some cards, and I'll listen.
Don't sleep.
Yeah. No.
All right.
He'll point to the earpiece. He's like, I got you. Don't worry about it.
And we'll head out.
All right. He'll send you to you guys' watching your little wrist communicators the address that he knows that was High Top's last actual address that he knows of. Anyways, so when you get the address, it's south side. So it's Damon. You guys are on the north side. It's going to take you probably about. You're going to want to drive. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
That's a
Oh
lot.
yeah.
That's
right
a hell of a
now.
walk.
This is we're a little beyond a go check up on somebody who hasn't checked in. This isn't time for games.
Right.
This is real shit.
Right. So you guys will take the van, fuel it up, stop for a second at one of the local, fueling stations like a gas station, fill it up, and you'll head on down to the south side. And you come across this really kind of shitty 3-story apartment building. To be honest, a lot of it looks kind of like the way it does around your house. Like you can see here, like a lot of the buildings are kind of there. A lot of it's kind of run down a bit. The lighting is relatively low. Again, it's evening by the time you guys get out there for sure. So the sun on the inside of the Arcology, aka the lights, have all faded, and now it's just like local street level light, much like you see here in the image. When you guys make it there, it's a 3-story building. Hightop's apartment is on the 3rd floor. There's not a lot of foot traffic. People are generally staying indoors now because of what just happened at the Arcology's gates earlier. So it's just that's kind of started a little bit of paranoia. People just want to be safe, so they're mostly inside as opposed to on the streets.
Which is good. That plays to our ability to be stealthy, hopefully.
Yeah, you guys make it up to the apartment. So this one over here is what you got for Hightop's apartment.
And all these little things on the walls, are those cameras or are those lights?
Those are lights.
All right. We need to make a criminal roll to break in, right?
So you guys head up there. Who's gonna make that roll to get in?
If nobody else does.
Yeah, do it.
I've got strength.
Well, I have that too.
I mean, admittedly, alternatively, I can just find a quiet corner, shift, phase through, and open the door.
Take it easy.
That's
boy.
also a possibility. Yeah, that's within the realm.
Sure. Go ahead.
I'll just do that. Let me guess. His apartment's warded.
Nope.
Oh wow, that's impressive. Okay.
Yeah, no. You slide in. So essentially, once you get on the inside, you unlock the door for everybody. Everybody can head in.
Yep. Entrez-vous.
Merci.
Rien.
All right. I'll just kind of look at I'll look at Ghost and be like, you're on computer duty. I'll look at the other two. Scavenge, see what you can find. I want notes, I want books, I want
Literally
anything we can find of potential importance.
I'm going through what's here. I'm assuming this over here is the computer.
Yep.
Bloop.
Inside the like those lockers there, it's a bunch of different types of work clothes. Looks like he had been doing some things as like undercover. So you'll see like work coveralls for like maintenance workers. In one of the lockers you'll see like a nicer suit that's there. For those looking around the apartment itself, it's moderately clean. It's kept pretty good. There's not a lot of like old takeout containers everywhere. It's just a little cluttered. It feels lived in would be a good adjective there.
She rolled like a boss.
You didn't have to roll. You have the password.
Hey, if there's any hidden files, I want them. They're mine.
Fair enough. We'll use that. What did you get there? What's your grand total? Oh, Jesus. All right. So
9 times 3 plus 5. So 27 at
32.
5, 32.
Yeah, 32. That's the 32 from earlier.
Yep.
All right. You log in with the password. It works immediately. Like his desktop pops up, and you'll see a bunch of different files. There are a lot of files that you find on the Ravner's pack security systems, and the plans for updating those security systems, like the wards and things of that nature, who to go to.
Oh, hey, we have a lead on the wards now.
It's just another Elder Society contact, really.
That's fine.
Eric
steal
can
that
get you guys the
contract.
same. It's not something to steal. Like Eric can get you the same thing. It's just you guys never asked for it, so he hasn't done it. So it's just a parapsychic and a sorcerer that works for the society. Now there are a lot of files on the desktop in general. But as everybody else is kind of searching around, you stumble across a file folder in a file folder that's hidden underneath on the, like an image on the desktop. And there's a series of files in that folder in a language that none of you speak.
Oh, good. All of this is getting copied onto a thumb drive, so I can take it home and do shit to it.
We can just bring his computer.
You could just take the hard drive.
I don't trust that it won't explode. This is called backing up your data.
We don't probably want to leave it though, do we?
Oh no, we'll still take it, and if it does explode, we have it all backed up, and it's not going to slag.
Is this door locked?
Which one? Hold on.
This one right here.
No.
To get into,
No, it's just the hallway.
I'll go in. I'll go into this room here if it's not unlocked.
Yep, that's the
Or if
bedroom.
it's not locked. I'll be searching in the bedroom for a while.
So you find his go bag essentially with, you know, some supplies, some rations, a couple of clips of ammo for the assault rifle that's on the desk. Nothing else
I'll throw
really
it all in the
looks...
dozen.
Okay.
I'll throw it all in the go bag basically, and I'll bring it all with for Interceptor or for Ghost or Ember or whoever needs it. Basically, it's
It would be me. I have no weaponry.
Fair enough.
you do now.
Right. The crates that Arclight goes down towards,
I am in Tager form as soon as the door is shut because my perception increases.
okay. So the crates that you have there, it looks like that armor that he had, that Sentry Tech. You can see like one crate's like that's where this armor came from, because there's 2 slots, one for one set of armor. There's another Sentry Tech armor bit here that you can take. And the other crate, it looks like with your senses the way they're at and the way they're heightened in your Tager form, there was a ton of explosives in that crate. Not anymore, but there was.
Oh look, boom, boom, boom.
That's great.
That's not a good sound from the living room.
Yeah, we're missing a lot of C4.
Oh, looked like a motherfucker wanted to breach something.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
the walls of the arcology.
Yeah. A 5x7 crate full.
I don't know
Oh,
how
that's
much
great.
damage that does, but it sounds like a lot.
I don't have
Ray,
demolition,
is this
so I
like
couldn't
a
answer that.
noticeable door, or is this just a fucking...
That door actually is not there.
Okay, cool.
So
Wall safe, it's hidden.
it's kind of. There's really nothing in that's of note. Like all that's actually empty space, like right down here.
But there's totally a book right here. It's totally his journal, right?
Yep,
And
sure.
nothing is hidden.
It's a dear diary. Yeah, nothing is hidden.
No, that's fine. I don't have a suit. I have a very average perception, so I wasn't even gonna roll if that wasn't there
No, it's not.
to find a secret room, because why would I? It's his apartment.
Uh,
It's not like it's a fucking hideout or something.
It takes about 20 minutes for Ghost to download all those files and back them all up.
I will also gather these tools on this table and throw them in the go bag as well, because
Got room in this crate.
I can add them to all my tools for when I work on cars.
Okay.
I'm gonna see what he's got in his fridge.
You find a bunch of frozen pizzas and some noodles. A lot of carbs.
He was a
Yeah,
bachelor.
You guys want want some pizza? More pizza? Anybody still hungry?
Oh, hell yeah, I'm
If you
hungry.
really want them, bring them with. I mean, we can just stop at the store and buy some.
Well, if we got time, we're gonna be here.
There's a bunch of free pizza he ain't gonna be using.
Throw in a pizza for us if you didn't get enough. Or there's noodles.
Or we can just take it home and eat it there. And
I'll
not
just
be
shake my
here.
head.
You guys will hear keys at the door.
Oh shit!
I think that Savage kind of summarized that end of the episode very well. So, somebody showing up at the apartment now, they've gotten to probably not going to be a friendly encounter. And we'll see what happens with it next time. What they do. They've already managed to steal some data. They've managed to pick up some weapons from this apartment. They've gotten things that they think they're going to need. And now somebody else has shown up that has the keys to High Top's apartment. We'll see what happens.